Bless you, bless you, bless you. God bless. Whenever you want to just hop in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Austin Facial Hair Club's inaugural podcast. My name is Paul E. Hendricks. The E stands for extraordinary, in case you were wondering. I'm here with some of my great friends. Carlos, the most mustachioed wonder. We have Jackie Lynn, but you all know about that mother effer, so we don't even talk to him. Bryan Ellison is here, president and founder of the Austin Facial Hair Club.
Please sit down.
Welcome to all our fans.
How you doing today, Paul?
I feel pretty good. Getting ready to go to Galveston for our annual Dickens on the Strand. Our eighth time we're going. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited. We're leaving on Friday, and by the time you guys hear this, we'll be down there, possibly getting into trouble, and also lifting the lives of others, enlightening them. Way of the beard.
So we're getting together. This is our very first podcast here together, doing this on the Flizzle for Shizzle. This is Lopes from Emergency Exit Podcast.
Tony won't know what that means because I told him I was going to smoke a jizzle last week, and he's still asking me what that means.
It's got the word jizz in it, so I think it throws people off.
Especially with Tony.
We wanted to get together, make a podcast, start things off, and get things going by talking about tips on performing when you get up on stage, because we've got MC, we've got judges here, we've got also performers up there. You know, not just going up there with a good mustache or beard is not everything. You got to have more than that. Your swagger.
I think that not everyone's intention is to win, and that's one of the great things. I mean, to win a trophy, it's one of the great things about the community and competitions. A lot of people just want to go up there and have their 10 seconds and party. But for the people who are leaving the house like, man, I'm going to be the best tonight, and I'm going to get a trophy thing, you kind of slowly learn that it's not about your facial hair, and it's about a lot of stuff. You know, sometimes you see the guys with the best facial hair, or, you know, the popular facial hair, who don't put a lot into maybe their performance or their character or their outfit and don't get much for it. And then at the same time, some people don't do anything and get a lot for it.
I don't know why it's like bringing me down. I mean,
do you think that
I don't put much time or effort in my outfit?
No, I wasn't talking about you. You're very self-conscious. Okay. I mean, you're also a former world champion, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Second place world champion.
Do you think Jackie,
every placed podium member is a world champion? Nice. You can be third place in the world.
Jackie's too nice. He always says like you're a world champ. He says that to me. I got 10th in Dolly. He's like,
yeah. You're within the. You don't win if you don't show up. If you're the 10th place world champion, then you're the 10th place world champion.
Jackie, do you think that's how people lose their title? Like, say somebody that won first in worlds 2 years in a row, like you. And then they start getting kind of lazy, or like they almost expect to win, and then there's someone hungrier and newer, let's say a Carlos or someone that comes in and leaves their house that day with the expectation of I'm going to win, while the person's already kind of like, well, I've already got it twice, in a row, a worlds, or even any first place, and maybe that's how they lose their edge is somebody else comes up.
I think that it may be. I don't know if they're lazy, but I think that people get to learn from the people who have competed before. You get to watch everyone through history, like musicians or any artist. You get the world's history of performance at your fingertips to learn, so you can start there. And if people precede you, that's the best possible thing because it's growing.
Do you think then, like at this last Worlds we just hosted here this past September in Austin, if you notice, as MC, there were so many people there that was their first competition ever from all over the country. Even, I mean. As I was emceeing at the same time, I was thinking, what a great education. I mean, you're at the best competition in the world. We literally had the most competitors ever. So do you think that forced veterans to up their game somewhat? Having that amount of competition, I mean, there was so many people in each category that it really made them step up. And the second half of that question is, what do you think our version of the Worlds showed newcomers? Like, what was their what will be their expectation coming out of it?
What's so funny, Jackie?
Newcomers don't have any other expectation at all.
Right. I mean, so in the future, what are they going to like? We set up a standard.
Set the bar really high.
Right. We set the bar really high. So
my first Worlds, I didn't expect. It gave me an impression of what Austria would be like, but it definitely didn't give me an impression of what Austin would be like.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, people who are just fresh into this, their first competition ever was Worlds. Was Austin. That's pretty rad. I mean, but I don't remember what your other question was.
Well, what do you think those? I was just.
Do I think the old badasses feeling like they need to step their game up?
Well, do you think
I
it
feel
was good?
always?
Do you think it was good that there were so many newbies in the Worlds that, or so many? I don't know, what to say newbies, but they were new. So that makes veterans like you step your game up.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah, man. People are coming out of the fucking woodwork. Like,
Yeah.
I get messages on Facebook and Instagram of these dudes with much bigger mustaches than me and far more handsome and far younger.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, it's true. They don't have sunken in faces and scraggly short mustaches. These guys are handsome, and they want to know everything. And I'm a nice guy, so I embellish. I mean, I tell people all the secrets. I don't care. I mean, that's why I want that. I wish there was a dude who I admired when I was getting into it that would give me all the secrets, so I didn't have to fumble around for years.
Well, Carlos did. I mean, I met Carlos a couple years ago at a Come and Shave It.
Come and shave it. That's
so-
right.
I'm so great, aren't I, Bryan?
Now you just recently joined the club, Austin Facial Hair Club. So what was it like for you? Like, what did you have to see before you made those steps to, like, I'm going to join the club and then go out and, like, as far as me and you both go, that was our first out-of-state competitions.
Yeah.
And so that was badass that we both won some gold. Well, I won bronze, but what was it? What was your, like, impetus for joining the club and getting more serious about your bearding game?
Well, the first time I came up on stage was Come and Shave, I think 9. I thought I had the best mustache in Austin. I'd say, look at this mustache. And then I met this guy, and I used to use wax, so it was real thin, And then I met this fucking fucker with the Imperial that was fat, and ooh, my God, I got a chub about it. And I said, this motherfucker. Anyways, I don't think I placed or anything that night, but that's when I met Jackie.
You probably remember that.
The me getting a chub.
No,
that
placing.
Getting up on stage. I think you won first place. And then the next year, that's when I met you. And then, I don't know, I never wanted to join the club. I knew about the club. It's the reason why I joined or started growing my facial hair in the first place. I forget what it was. David Vega was who said, get in there and do it. And because it was at Jackalope just down the street, I decided, okay, I'll go join it, And I went 3 ones in a row. That was the month we were doing every week was a meeting.
Right before
August.
Worlds, yeah.
And I got my 3 weeks in real quick, or my 3 meetings in real quick, and got a coin, man.
Cool.
Here we are.
I'm curious with Bryan, since you're like the old timer as far as you've been around this game for a long time.
What?
I know, I'll speak louder. How have you seen things change versus your first Worlds compared to the Worlds that, this vision that you just had of a fantastic event we just put on? When did you start thinking of Austin doing it, like the first time you went to a Worlds?
No, we didn't know what to think when we went to Alaska in 2009. We thought it was going to, well, we had ideas, but we didn't really know it was going to happen. Like, we thought it was going to be more strict and more like the judges, like pulling your beard and touching it and getting in there and really measuring and stuff. And in Alaska, they were judging from like 10 feet away, maybe more. So that was kind of weird. But it was so much fun. Just the camaraderie was fun. That was the addicting part,
So what would you say, both of you and Jackie, like people that came to our Worlds for the first time, so they're like hooked, like you guys got in Alaska, and they want to go to Belgium in 2019, correct?
Mm-hmm. Antwerp.
From what I heard, our Worlds was a little more of a party. What do you think they should expect happening in Antwerp, Belgium? Or do you not know? Because
It'll be a total party. Like
maybe
Belgian,
it shifted.
The Belgian dudes are really fun, and the Europeans love to have a good time, and they definitely did when they were here. They did in the competitions I've been to in Europe. I think it'll be a blast.
I got made fun of by some of the old German men because I couldn't keep up with them drinking. It's kind of one of the highlights of Worlds. They're like, we've been out every night. Where have you been? And I was like, I have to get some sleep, but. They were super cool.
I would just be like, pass me the joint and keep passing it to me, baby.
I mean,
Let's
of
keep
course,
smoking.
culturally, it's a different place, and things look different. Everything's like a parallel universe, which makes it fun for us.
Bryan is the vice president. Are you still vice president of the World Beard Mustache Association? So, what impact do you think having Worlds here in Austin, hosted by the Austin Facial Hair Club, had on the future of events for Worlds?
I think we raised the bar a little bit, so
Do you think that will impact future ones? Like people
Yeah, I mean,
will
that's
take
that
notice?
people want to meet. I think all the hosts will want to meet that bar or try to. I don't think there's going to be 738 competitors in Antwerp, and I doubt there'll be that many in New Zealand.
Do you think there'll be as much cursing on stage as there was in Austin?
I'm not really sure what language they're going to hold the competition in, so I
Interesting.
won't know if they are cursing. If it's
That'd be cool to see that in a different language. Are there a lot of people in Europe that are
if
really
you know
into
the language.
If you know that, like for me, I'd be like, damn, what the?
I mean, if
What are they
anything,
saying?
if anything, it'll be in German. I don't speak
You'll catch a
German,
word or
so-
two when you're listening, and you kind of
In-
build it from
Scheisse.
that.
It was a great kind of inside joke in Stuttgart in 2013. They recited all the scores in German and then in English for most of the day. I think eventually they stopped doing both languages because it was crazy time consuming. But they would say a lot of people are getting 8.5. They would say 8,5, 8,5, like for hours, and it's hilarious. It's fun for us. I mean, like I don't speak German though, so I don't. If it was a whole competition in one language that I didn't speak, that'd be rough. I think.
Frankly, that sounds made up.
I think a lot from the Eastern Europeans I've met, they speak a lot better English than I do German. So if anything, it'll probably be in English.
Ein Bier bitte. There you go. That's all I need to
So
know.
is bearding pretty big in Europe? Like as big as it is in U.S. right now?
no,
No, it's not.
the bearding or beard growing in Europe is not as popular with the younger culture. Like I would be considered as a younger culture person in their scenario.
Wow.
'Cause they all started it maybe 20 years ago, and then they all just kind of grew up without getting new blood. You know.
Is it true
They
you're a
don't-
member of AARP and you're the younger generation?
Yes, it is.
Cool. We're the same age though.
When did these old timers? When did they get into it? And why aren't they like recruiting younger people? Do they need a reality show in Europe or something? Do they need to air Whisker Wars out there? Because I think that might be
That's
Way
a
to
good
go.
idea. I don't know.
I think in German it'd be Whisker.
I think that-
Wars.
Whisker Wars.
I think they continue. I mean, they continue to hold public events, so in their own way, they're recruiting. You know, they've been doing it since the early '90s.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's
1990 was the first Worlds.
yeah. So they, in many ways, are the reason we're doing it.
Yeah, and I'm curious too. Speaking of getting started here, because even when Whisker Wars came out, was that 2011 the first season was? So how many
2010.
clubs were there around the country before and then
Yeah, there
after
you go.
that started out? Like, what kind of impact did that have on the bearding community in the United States?
Well, the word that you and other people keep using to describe
Reality
that
show?
community. No, to describe that community, the beard growing or competitive beard wearing.
Mhm.
That word came from that show. And so Austin Facial Hair Club always rejected using the word bearding because bearding actually means to fight someone.
Cool.
If you look it up in the dictionary.
Keep
Yeah.
correcting me. We be bearding.
Right. But so we never liked that verb. But
What did you call it? Just beard competition? or-
beard wearing, beard
Oh.
growing, beard having,
I'm barely beard.
facial hair
having.
having,
beard
whatever, you know.
competition
Beard competing.
in all.
So
all
do-
sense.
It's
Going
kind of
to the
like we
beard
can't
show.
fight it anymore.
So
It's like
before
it's already-
Whisker Wars came on and became the success that, I mean, however successful it was, that definitely had an impact though on did
I
like
think
local
it had an
competitions start getting bigger and there started becoming more chapters across the country in different cities. Did that definitely inspire people to create those?
I think that when Whisker Wars started, there were less than 20 beard clubs in the country.
How many now?
I don't know now, probably over 100.
Wow. So yes, that's quite an impact.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's the only reason that happened, but
I'm
you know,
sure-
I'm sure Duck Dynasty
Oh yeah,
had
yeah.
something to do with it.
Does San Marcos have a beard club?
They did. I don't know if they still do.
Now, when you get up in the morning, do you look at yourself in the mirror and said, "I started all this"?
Yeah, how does that feel?
No, I don't. I never say that.
I do
This
it,
is
and
a-
I didn't
this
even
is
have anything to do with
amazing.
it. I say it all the time.
You look in the mirror and then say,
I
"He's like
start-
Bryan started all
I
this."
did, and then I pinch my nipples really hard, and it gets weird. It gets
No,
weird.
we obviously didn't start anything. We just kind of joined in and at an opportune moment.
Yeah, but there
Well, I
does.
think you started in like a spike, like you created a tipping point
There you go.
in young people in America through TV, you know, and
It's the other thing. It became part of pop culture, so then it catches on.
Yeah. They wanted to see what's going on.
I didn't know what was going on. I remember being in Hawaii, and I started growing my beard out, and there was a couple of Hawaiian friends I had talking about, let's just see how far out we can grow our beard. But it wasn't for any other reason except we were actually kind of lazy. Just wanted to grow our beards out. And I never I'd heard of Whisker Wars, but until I came here and met you guys. But it also was it wasn't the bearding, or you don't like that word. It wasn't the beard comps as much as...
It doesn't matter anymore.
The fun...
I like that word.
I think it was the party. When I first time I met you guys was at a 6-month sprint at Shangri-La, where we shaved. You had barbers there shaving off beards for 6 months. That was coming up in February, and it was such a fun party that I was like, how have I never experienced this? Kind of like a subculture, and I've grown up in subculture, so that was what excited me about it. So I think that plays into also why, particularly in the show, and why Austin is unique in having inspire other clubs to do this, inspire clubs to open up. So what separates the Austin Facial Hair Club from other clubs? And I'm not necessarily saying this as we're better than them for this reason. It's just what is the one thing that sticks out? Why Austin? Even when I was in Boulder at the comp, the last next competition that they mentioned on stage out of all the clubs was Come and Shave at 11 or 12 rather, and they said, if you guys want to go see a party, if you want to go see a real live event, go to Come and Shave at 12 in February in Austin. That those guys know how to do it. So what is it is it just naturally who you and Alex, everyone that started this, are just party people? Or
when I started, we didn't start the show in Austin. It was Misprint Magazine started the beard competition.
The Come and Shave It?
They started the Misprint beard competition. We adopted that, or they gave it to us, and then both adopted it. And we changed the name because we thought it was funny. Well, at one point the TV show called us the Texas Nationals, so we tried to call it the Texas Nationals, and then we got a cease and desist order from Phil Ellison, who owned the National Beard and Mustache Championship. So we talked about fighting it in court or whatever, but then we decided that Come and Shave It would be funnier.
And when was
That's
the
a cool
first
name.
one? Consider the first one.
I'm going to say, so this year's 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 2006 or 7? 2007?
What is that?
I mean,
5, 6?
Are you talking about the first Come and Shave It, or that's the first misprint?
The first misprint. The first one was at Club DeVille, and I remember Miletus came up to me in front of Flamingo Cantina and asked me if I wanted to go. I had a beard at that point, and I was like, beard contest? Well, no way. I'm going to go skateboard. I went and skateboarded downtown.
Hipsters.
Right, and then the next year, the next 5 or 6 years, I was a judge. But it's more of like a tongue-in-cheek party in Austin. So it wasn't like it was more of making fun of itself than it was a serious event.
It was
ironic. So I think that's what helped make it more of a party. And plus, then we moved it to the Mohawk, and then it was like more of a rock show. So we tried to make it more of a rock and roll show, even though there's not really any bands or
It didn't matter. I
music
still
on stage.
Vomited on myself the first one, so good job. You guys did great.
Okay, well,
Great party.
Oh, they were always so
that doesn't
cool,
sound
man.
very good.
Well,
But
I also want to say, I think if you go to any of the competitions that have been going on for 5+ years in America, you're going to get an incredible show. I mean, the Austin Facial Hair Club, a lot of reason why it's such a good show is because they've done it so many times. They've worked the kinks out, figured out how to make a smooth, fun, environment. It's also a great city to do it in, but it's a lot of great cities. Competition in Charleston's incredible. Competition in Philadelphia is incredible. Sacramento, there's a lot of clubs that have been doing this for a long time.
I know that Carlos really enjoyed the green room in Boulder's event.
Ooh, man. The greenest green room, they said.
Is that the Dickens Opera House? That's a little
it's a
room behind the stage.
Yeah, the Dickens Opera House was a great venue. I just noticed Carlos really enjoyed the green room.
Yeah,
What's your experience of the green room there, Carlos?
Do you want me to talk about it?
Sure.
Oh, man. I remember taking a dab. Took a fat dab.
Like the football player does with his arm?
Not one of those things. Like straight up, legal. It's legal there, so I can say it. And I took a fat one there. I was coughing my eyes out, and Greg Schulenwolf, what's his last name? Am I saying that right?
Close enough.
Close enough. He, sorry if I'm butchering your name, bud.
Who he was judging.
He was judging, but he was down there and he wanted to take a video of him opening up some sort of product from an oil that he's like sponsored by. And he gave the camera to me. He said, "Will you do this?" And I'm like, "Oh man, I'm coughing every few seconds, and it's big coughs, like you're gagging when you cough." And I was holding it, and I kept coughing and shaking. I'm like, I gave it to him, and I had to go to a different room and just cough that out. And I remember that was when I finished it, I went out and I started walking about, and then that was just about the time where I had to go up on stage. And I said the same thing up there. I took a fat dab up there. Got super, super high. They do have a pretty good green room. They had lots of a good accoutrement there. Lots of I don't know if you guys are smokers out there, but it was very enjoyable for me, your boy Los.
Accoutrement.
Tell us more. We got to talk about the Dickens on the Strand because we're almost out of time here. We're going to be on the road going to Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
And we're going to be hosting it's Albert's Whisker Review. Am I saying?
Albert's Whimsical Whisker Review, the 8th annual.
8th annual. Oh, I knew.
Isn't that crazy? It's at the 44th annual Dickens on the Strand Festival.
And have we been doing it all 8 years?
Yeah.
Oh. We've been doing it for 8 years, not the whole 44, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Talking about I don't even know anything about Dickens on the Strand. What goes on there? It's just a little block festival full of
multi-block.
It's like 6 or 8 blocks.
Yeah, something like that.
And there's a couple parades a day. They have bed races.
They've got Scotch
bed
eggs.
frame races.
Scotch eggs.
People are just racing with bed frames with
Car
motors
bombs.
in them.
Yeah, no motors. I think they push. You push like someone's on the bed, and then a couple people are pushing the bed.
Put some caster wheels on the fucking bed.
Old antique beds.
I've only gone for the past 2 years. I went 2 years ago. It was the first time. They're really fun. The first year, we'll say the Austin Facier Club has an opportunity to cut loose. We also wear costumes as well. First year I went, we were pirates. Last year we were Dickens. This year we'll be Dickens era gypsies.
It's basically Dickens.
So last year though it was like flooding and crazy rain, and they didn't cancel it. So we ended up doing what's the name? Albert's Whimsical Whisker Review inside of Murphy's Pub, which is right across from where our booth is, and they're our home bar while we're there. So it was kind of challenging. However, once again this year it looks like it's going to be sunny all weekend. We'll be back on the main stage doing a competition, and we basically spend all the time there signing people up, drinking, eating, just having a really good time, pushing the limits of what's acceptable in society. Sometimes,
hey, I
on
tell
occasion.
I've been to a lot of club events and parties, and I would say that for some reason we party harder in Galveston than any other show anywhere. Man.
Why? Why is that?
Maybe it's just like a hometown getaway. You know, like it's usually not a lot of clubs, a lot of people outside of our club, and we get to all travel together somewhere just together. It's not really as big a Texas community event because it's pretty far from other cities. So yeah, man, we get down there, we just have a blast.
It's not like it's an event that's attracting other beard clubs. It's just local us going
and
down there.
It's a super sweet event.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's
like,
a relaxed beach town, so
Yeah.
it's really easy to just hang out and party.
Yeah, and the competition's really humble. Like you get these sweet old dudes and young guys who just show up and they're like, "Oh, beard competitions are a thing. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'll sign up. I got a beard," and it's great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it's funny. I'm just thinking of Jackie saying it's the one, like, for some reason we go there and let loose, which is
we go
which is
nuts.
the odd place to do it in because I swear the curbs are like 2.5 feet high.
Yeah, they're high.
So it's if you take a drunken trip on the curb, it's a long way
Do
down.
you gonna snap an
So-
ankle real quick?
I fell off one backwards the first year I was
There's
there.
a ratio.
It took a while to get down.
There's a ratio for Scotch eggs and alcohol that I like to follow. You eat so many Scotch eggs, you drink so many shots.
What are
so-
Scotch eggs?
Oh,
first of
brother.
all,
So let me make sure I'm getting this right. It's basically a hard-boiled egg inside of a sausage ball,
Soft-boiled egg.
soft-boiled egg inside of a sausage ball, meatball, deep fried,
oh my god!
and then they serve it with like honey mustard.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
best thing.
It's good.
It's really good. And we usually drink a lot of Guinness with I don't want to call it.
Yeah, just say car bomb. Car bomb.
All
People
right.
get it. It's
They're just car bomb
whiskey
shots.
with
Tullamore
Tell them we're doing
Kahlua, or
no,
is it
it's
We,
Bailey's.
Bailey's.
we drink lots of Lone Star there too.
Lone Star?
They have Lone Star up there, I assume.
We're gonna bring a bunch of Lone Star
Okay, good.
Yeah.
with us
and hand it out to the
have,
kids.
Just put
right,
the
we're
vending
not handing
machine
out
up.
to any kids.
We're not handing out. Come on, Brian. Don't mess us up.
Yeah, Saturday is the day of the competition.
Well,
It's at 5 p.m.
Said I'm going to do my family-friendly MC version of it. I never had.
Well, that
the
is
opportunity.
important.
Well, I didn't get to do it the first time. I got yanked. Brian yanked me from doing it the first year because I didn't make it up on the stage. I think I had the flu last year.
You had like 16 Irish car bombs.
Something like that. Last year it was inside a bar, so it was just me screaming, and so I'm kind of excited to see oh, cool! I get to finally do it and do it in a family-friendly, as family-friendly as I can do.
What makes you think that you're going to be any different from any other year?
Intent. Been thinking about it for like a week.
Oh yeah, guilt
I
from
think you
2
got it.
years
It's
ago.
gonna be good.
I don't.
It'll be good.
I apologized 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I apologized a lot,
If
but I do
probably
remember.
if you say too many bad words on stage, they probably won't ask us back.
Okay. Well, damn. Now,
So-
see, don't put. Jesus.
It's a very. I mean, there's a lot of kiddos.
It is a family-friendly
I've
event.
been there. There were kids
It's
last
totally
time,
fun.
but they were in a bar, so I felt like I didn't know if anyone could hear me anyway. But it is super fun. The first year, just got away from it. I'd never been before. Didn't know what to expect. Before noon, we had done several car bombs, and things just got crazy.
So we're gonna have 5 categories.
5 categories. What do we got?
These categories.
We have
rock.
the Rip Van Winkle, which is the full beard. Then we have the most impressive Piccadilly Weepers, which is
sideburns.
sideburns. Exactly.
Okay.
We have the finest Gatter Soaker.
Gatter soaker.
Gatter soaker.
The hell
That's
is
what
that?
that's what you have.
I
Carlos.
called
That's
these
a
last year.
mustache.
I called these last year, and I don't even remember. It's pretty funny.
And then the noblest Toff.
Noblest top.
Best groom.
Toff.
Top. The best groom.
That's best groomed.
Top.
And then the hairest maiden in the land.
That's Whiskey Arena.
Well,
Yeah.
and Patrick also participated in that one last year.
In Whiskey Arena.
He did.
It's a hard. Usually we get about 40
You-
contestants, and it's
got
pretty
the
fun.
look.
It's fun. There's a lot of time to talk, and it's really low key compared to other competitions around the country.
What do the first place winners get? Some kind of award or?
We have awards for all the places, first through third,
Cool.
and it's really fun.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it. Carlos will be your first one. Your inaugural.
Yeah, and I'm going to compete. I think that's okay with y'all, right?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I'm going to compete.
Good.
I'm going to gather a lot of people as much as I
We
can.
we usually we bring people anyway. Like we have some friends there, but we bring a lot of club members. And so if there is a category doesn't have enough people in it, then we'll stack the category with people from the club.
Sure.
And there's a
So
lot. Of,
usually the people from the club aren't going to win.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of people from the past, just Dickens enthusiasts that always compete, like who've become great friends of the club, who will definitely be there, and they'll just come slithering up. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
always
gonna be
a blast.
awesome.
Yeah.
We should give a shout out to Murphy's Irish Pub, also where you'll find us. And if you're looking for us, we'll have a booth right across the street from them. If you're looking for anyone in particular, like Jackie, because he's a well-known celebrity. Everybody knows about his
Z-list.
mustache.
Wait, who?
Yeah. Who?
It's what's
Talking about? Are you talking about Bryan Nelson?
Cold
What's your
Lone
address?
Star.
So it should be fun, and we're gonna all be dressed
Oh,
up. So look for the Dickens era gypsies, which basically we look like anyway, just with fluffier shirts and
Like
pants.
pirates, basically.
No,
Fancier pirates.
dirtier,
No,
dirtier, but fancier.
Caravanners. You
Caravan.
Know,
There you go.
You know,
My mom's Pasha de Periwinkle Blue.
Jackie might tell you your future if you feel so inclined.
right. But watch your pockets.
You like Dax?
Yeah,
It'll be a good time.
it'll be so fun.
All right, so what's after Dickens? What's going on after Dickens that we're looking forward to?
Christmas. Santa's going to come. It's going to be cool. He has a
Santa.
cool beard.
I barely know her.
He's very famous.
Yeah. February, coming up really quickly here in February, we got Come and Shave at 12. This time, for the first time, it will be at a new location called Come and Take It.
Oh, is that confirmed for show?
Yeah,
we can
it's
say that?
confirmed. Yes.
I can
It's on
edit
the
it out.
24th.
24th of February.
24th of February. I'll be there. It'll be freaking
Come and
awesome.
take it live.
come and take a light. That's down the street from here, y'all.
Yeah, you could walk
Cool.
there.
I am
After party at Los's house.
Los's.
pack everybody in this apartment.
Just like Denver. After party at Los's hotel room. After party, come and take it.
Dude, it's possible. I just saw a video where a bunch of people in Denton were jumping up and down in the third floor, and they went crashing down.
Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy.
Awesome.
Nobody died.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people got.
It sounds like Denton.
That's,
Sounds like it's a party town, right?
what do I know about
Fucking party town. I wonder if Denton's got a
Sounds like
beer
Cleveland.
club.
I don't think they do.
They have in the past.
We
I don't know
haven't-
if they do right now.
We have a lot of Denton folk come down here, come and shave it. My first one, I remember meeting quite a few Denton folk.
Yeah, people from Denton definitely show up.
How does how was there used to be a club? Do they just give up on
I
the
think
club?
that
or?
I think that bigger clubs in some cities kind of absorb everybody, like the North Texas Beer Alliance. Denton's definitely a North Texas city, so they just kind of everybody rolls with them.
You think about too, like Austin Facial Hair Club just celebrated this past year the 10-year anniversary. But if Bryan decided he didn't want to do it anymore and stepped down, and Alex isn't that much involved, it would definitely take some members of the club to stand up and say we want to continue this. So if you have
it's not going to end.
if you have members that
Don't
are standing up holding it, it could stay. But if you have just a couple people that are really doing everything and then they decide to leave and a lot of the other members are just members for something to do, then it very easily could go away.
I tried to start my own club in Houston, which is one of the largest cities in America, and I did everything I could to hold events, and we never really got more than half a dozen members ever.
I think in some of the larger cities it's harder.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense because it's hard to get localized.
Right.
You got cities like Boulder, Austin, Charleston.
Is there a
People are
there's
like,
a
"Oh, I
Denver
know
club
exactly
and a
the
Boulder
bar."
club?
Yeah.
There is a Denver and Boulder club.
And Fort Collins.
Interesting. I started to start my own club, but it was more of a bald-bearded and handsome club. Nobody could pass the test to get in, though, so it's just lonely.
Yeah.
It's really just lonely.
So, well, thanks everybody for listening. This has been the first episode of the Austin Facial Hair Club official podcast. That's right. Thanks, Paul E. Hendricks, and the E stands for
Extraordinary, if you didn't know.
Exclusionist.
extortionist. I will never give you that money.
Exclusionist.
Exclusion.
Wow.
Brian Nelson, thank you.
Eric,
buddy.
if you want to be
Thank
a dick
you.
about it. Sorry.
Jackie Lynn,
Thanks for having me.
thank you very
Everybody
much.
knows
You guys have
Jackie
anything
Lynn.
plug? Any plugs? Check out AustinFacialHairClub.com. AustinFacialHairClub.com.
That's right.
And at Austin Facial Hair Club on Instagram.
And the Twitter.
Follow
Yep.
us.
And
And the Twitter.
Yep.
I never
That
get on
too.
Twitter.
It's either Austin Facial
don't
Hair
have a
Club or
Snapchat.
AFHC.
No Snapchatting.
No, we're all too old.
Maybe Dylan's got a secret one.
He
we don't
probably
know
does. He's a manny.
about. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Check out next week.
Aloha.
Are you familiar with how the Federal Reserve manipulates the value of your dollar in an effort to keep the money flowing where and how they want it? Or how about the theory that there is an advanced race of humans living inside the Earth's crust on a landmass called Agartha with a small sun in the center of the Earth?
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Are you ready to open your mind and see the world for what it really is?
Oh, I know. They're dirty, rotten, filthy whores.
On the Emergency Exit podcast, we bring you the news and corruption that happens every day, and we present it to you in a way that won't bring you down. We lighten the mood by playing our signature Idiot or Idiom game, America's favorite and only game show that is based on the etymology of idioms, and we play it for the Golden Jazz Master. Join Brandon Hard Hat Mitchell, Nick the Passion Rider, and the 2021 World Facial Hair Champion, Carlos Richard, that's me, every week as we sit down and discuss past and current events going on in the world that affect you on a daily basis.
That's a fucking Sam Squam. I know.
You can find this and more on the Emergency Exit podcast. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, EMEXPod, creep us on Instagram, or visit us on the interwebs at emergencyexitpodcast.com. That's right.